Hey guys, what's up? Sorry about yesterday's video. Ran out of battery. But it may not have run out of battery because I've got this new Hero Sessions 8 and it's got a little square battery in it and it's got a little tab on it. Well, if you bump it or drop this camera, sometimes that little block battery will jump out of connection. And I started the video and then I went out and started working the bees and knocked off for lunch. When I came back, I think I dropped the camera and it dislodged, and I forgot to think about opening the hatch door and resetting the battery. I just figured it went dead, and I said, "Now," and I forgot about it anyway. So I got the video cut short, let's put it that way. Anyway, look what we got today. Yeah, I cleaned up all that mess was around the corner. I con-missed Daisy. I took her out for breakfast and we took all that scrap wood to the dump, and then we went by and we picked up some more pallet wood. These are kind of nice. Fair, you know, not quite, about 5/8 thick. So that's what I go for, and I like to get the ones that have just three runners. And because it's easier for me to break them apart like that. But this one's quite long. It's long. I'm going to get a lot of lumber out of this thing. And these pop off if you do a plunge cut like I was telling you on your saw. These center ones are easy to pop out. So anyway, keep that in mind when you're harvesting pallets. I'm going here this morning. I got a pretty good little pile here. I've got some pre-cut ends here. I put S on there for short because when you get to the end of a 10-foot 2x4, the last cut's going to be about 3/8 of an inch shorter than your other ones, as you can see here. You'll have that, but that's fine. Just, you're going to end up with two boards. You're going to end up with two of these are short, and I just put an S on there so you don't end up with two of them together. So this will be an end, see, and this will be an end. Well, what ends up happening when you put all your wood on here and you end up like this coming down, you're going to have that you're going to have 3/8 here. Well, that will be the entrance. So yeah, that'll work nice. So I'm banging some more out today. Let's go out back here and I'll show you where I left off yesterday with the cell builder I was setting up. Here's some pallet wood lids for the two framers, and what I've been doing, they're going to be a slight gap on the sides. In other words, this will be short. These lids are short if you cut them 4.5 inches. I cut them 4.5 inches because some of them vary the boxes because of thickness. You're using a 2x4 in the ends, but the outside pallets wood will be a little bit different thickness. But I'm going with a 4.5, and it seems to be working out just fine. So, old Steve-O made up two. I filled up this run, by the way. There's 18 of them on an 8-foot boards. You can still use the pipes if you like. You still use the pipes and still end up setting them on these ant-proof, you know, little moat things I've got under here. But what I did this morning was made up, and I'll show you this here also. So I keep the buckets on here to keep out the sunlight out of these. It keeps your syrup a little cooler, and but if you just run them like this, there's 18 of them on here, reversing directions, and start putting different little, you know, recognizable symbols on them, different symbols, get some different paint. You can take a paper plate, put a glove on. You can go to Hobby Lobby and get all different. They're only like 64 cents a tube or something. And you take a paper plate and put different colored paints on, and just a rubber glove, and just paint the fronts with a rubber glove on. I got to do some more artist work here. But yeah, I've got these two loaded here. I loaded these this morning. These two, because I have two girls that hatched early. They weren't supposed to hatch quite so early, but obvious Steve-O got the larva too large. All right, guys, what I got here is my new cell builder. That's the one I'll take in the grafting shack here in a minute. I just pulled out the 3. We only got 3 out of that last one. You know, that's the one that I made up with that stuff from the health food store, and they ended up giving me 3 cells only out of 15. So anyway, that experiment didn't work so well. But so I pulled the cloak board out and I reunited those bees for now. Yesterday I made this guy up. In this thing is a robust, I mean robust hive here. I've got them on full feed here. There is a lot of bees in this box here, guys. A lot of bees. And what I've got here is, and down on the bottom, I got a frame of honey. I got a frame of pollen. The rest is all sealed brood, sealed brood, sealed brood, sealed brood, sealed brood. I think I threw in 1 pound up here. It's all sealed brood with some eggs. So what I'll do is go in tomorrow. I gotta check. It may be Monday. I think Monday is gonna be 5 days. Because I want all of that stuff to get old, that larva to get old and make some good peanuts in here. Hopefully they make a bunch of peanuts. I had one that was just, it had a lot of eggs in it and young larvae. So I want all that stuff to get too old for the bees to start grafting, to, you know, to make their own cells from. And I want enough cells to make, to prime my cells grafting. So we're going to do another graft. It'll only be 15 at a time. We're going to put in 1 frame. And so I've got 10 frames of bees, right? Resource, 10 frames. I'm going to take 1 more super and get up top here, okay? I'm going to install my graft frame down here. I'm going to have a honey and a pollen either side of this graft. All these bees are going back on top, so I'm going to have 1 extra frame in here. It's going to be moved up. I'm going to put 1 more super here. I'm going to put 1 of those frames of resources up top, and that way they will have a ladder to come up, and I'll have my feed jar up here, okay? So they'll have a ladder to come up. I'm going to make up some Ultra B mixed with 1-to-1 syrup and smash in a good chunk on each side on top of this grafting frame that's going in here. So we should be able to make some excellent queens here, and then harvest those cells, and any extra cells I get, I'm going to put in the freezer. And 24 hours before, I don't think it's going to take it won't take 24 hours, but I'll probably do it that morning, go on my morning hike, pull those out of the freezer the day I want to graft the second round and put them in. And if not, we're going to use some plain yogurt to graft these. But this box is slam full of bees. It's queenless. It's queenless. And I robbed them basically out of that colony right over there. I mean, that girl was just kicking it. So I gave her a bunch of extra frames so she can blow it out some more. I did find her. She's a really dark looking, caramel colored looking, carnelian looking queen. Excellent. You could graft from her if you wanted to. I mean, she is excellent queen, but we're going to keep grafting from our Oprah queen over here. And I had some hatch this morning. Let's go look at those. Okay guys, there's one that hatched right there. This is from the Oprah queen. And here's the other one right here. And she was running around in this box. There's the three cells I just put in here today. We'll be putting those in cages here in a few days. Yeah, she's kind of this is from the Oprah queen. But she can throw blacks. I've grafted from her before, and she can throw blacks, queens, and she can throw yellow-bellied queens. These girls were both running around in here. They escaped this morning. They'd already hatched. So these guys right here I got the larva too big, is what I did. So get the larva as small as you can. I know it's not always possible, but try to get the larva as small as you can, because otherwise they're going to hatch out earlier. I don't think it hurts that much if you get it like a day or two older. These are good looking queens. I mean, they look fine. But I got to all day long come out here and check and see. But all these should be probably hatching out, I'm guessing tomorrow, today and tomorrow. But I tried to get the smallest I could. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll see how those go. And I made up those 2 nooks you just saw, those 2 frame nooks, for these 2 girls that will be installed tomorrow. I don't like keeping them homeless very long. I want to get them in a hive, but I do want to let these small colonies, these nukes, whether it be 5 frame or 2 frame, I want them 24 hours sitting there with no queen in them, queenless. Let's give them plenty of time to think about it. I don't have a queen, but these bees I pulled out. That's the other beauteous thing you can do when you've got a cell builder. Just like when I run this, I'm going to run, I think, 2 batches through this really robust cell builder I have. This queenless cell builder, I think I'm going to run 2 rounds through it. That should give me plenty of queens to work with for a while, because I'm out here banging out more boxes, and what's going to happen, I'm going to have more queens than I have starter colonies to go into. So don't get too crazy with that deal where you're getting, you're making more, when you're making more queens than you have homes for them. There's no need to make more than you have homes for them, because you're just going to be wasting time, and you're not going to have a place to put them. That's simple. So I'm going to run 2 rounds, I'm thinking, out of this batch, and that colony that I had cell building with both of these runs, I robbed frames out to make those 2 starters out there, those 2 frames. So they'll be queenless. So they'll be wanting a queen. They've been without a queen. They helped make these queens I have in here now. So they will be needing a queen, and they should have no problem accepting these virgins. So I will leave them in here in a 3-day lockdown. Those doors are shut on the front, but I have screen bottoms in there, so there won't be a suffocation issue, whatever. And I will open them up on the 3rd morning. By then, this queen in here will be strong enough to go on a mating flight. That's what's going on with old Steve-O. Keeping busy. Make some more boxes, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.